Alright, welcome to the post-show for Limit Break Radio, episode number 36, and Final Encounter Cast, episode number 2.
4?
My brain is fried, guys. Sorry.
Episode 4.
Episode 4, you're right. Anyway.
Well, 2 plus 2, that would be 4.
We can see how you...
No, 2 plus 2 equals 5.
He's
No,
right.
2 divided by 2 equals 5.
No, 2 plus 2 equals 5.
Fuck math.
What?
Shot?
What? It's a Metal Gear reference. Sorry.
Math is stupid.
Oh my god, Metal Gear.
Anyway, alright, so, yeah, we just got wrapped up with Final Encounter Cast and interviewing David Hayter. You guys have sat with that interview for a week now, and been able to digest that interview for a week, and, you know, I even saw a couple of people in the chat that were like, I've heard this, and this is an amazing interview. And that's a pretty high compliment.
Yep.
So, I really want to appreciate, or take a second to thank you for your feedback. I want to apologize for last week's Patreon video. I just realized that it got stuck not uploading from my iPad, so I'm going to put that up right after this wraps up.
He
Way
looks
to
at
go,
his wrist.
Scalia.
Yeah, no, watch. It's a hair past freckle o'clock. Anyway,
Get that looked at.
anyway,
It's a mole, actually.
Whatever.
It might be cancerous.
let's hope it
He
is.
has breast cancer, not mole cancer.
Oh.
I mean, can't be any worse than Total Biscuit, right? Ooh. Sorry, that may have been a blue joke. Ooh.
Let's just move past that.
Yeesh.
So...
Horrendously insensitive remark moment?
No.
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 Just checking.
Nobody watches this.
Use the
No.
vote.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just kooky and she'll yell at us anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. And anyway, no, it does talk about Total Biscuit.
No, it does.
It does. That's really sad.
Of all the people in the fucking gaming community who have to die,
Yeah.
fucking him.
You know,
Someone
that is
I
something.
actually respect.
That's something that we actually may have wanted to talk about on FEC today.
Well, obviously when he dies, we'll make fun of him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because let's be honest. Hang on. Let's be honest. That's what he would want.
Probably.
Yes. Yes, Total
We'll,
Biscuit.
Okay.
we'll deconstruct his entire show, do a little segment based
Oh, by the way, I have
Give him
to.
the Matt Pat treatment.
Oh my God! I have to say, I saw a video that Matt Pat put up, and I almost went off on him, and then I realized, oh, we're on FEC. No one would understand where that was coming from, but he, on his latest video, used the Straight Outta Compton thing, and very poorly. You know, like how everyone did the Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Stupid. Anyway.
Pat. You're good. So, 14 episode. What do we think
Yes,
of it?
episode number 36 of Limit Break Radio.
It's been a long and far cry since we've done an episode like this.
It has.
That-
Information.
With actual things to talk
That was like an actual episode.
Yeah.
Limit Break Radio.
Like, we got done with all that, and it was like 2 hours into the show, and I'm like, man, I feel like we barely had to work this time around. All we just did was talk about news.
I know, we didn't. It wasn't contingent on us to like make the shit up. That was actually really nice. Like, honestly, I mean, it happened at like 7 o'clock this morning. We knew that people were going to be all over live translating it, and you know, we kind of just be honest. We sat back on our haunches a little bit this morning and just sort of enjoyed watching it and let everyone else do the live translating and you know, find out what they were talking about. We just enjoyed the videos and the pretty scenery and
Sat at our computers naked and sweaty.
Yeah.
that's.
I was sleeping.
I thought you were awake. I thought you were watching with us.
No, in fact, I kind of woke up at one point and saw that there was like 240 notifications in the chat. I'm just like, what the fuck are they talking about now? Pet my cat and back to sleep.
Yeah. Did you feel at least a little bit like an idiot when you woke up and you were like, oh wait, live letter was this?
No.
What?
No.
This guy?
Fuck no.
Never does anything.
No, you know, we've had
Except, you know, I was the one who did the entire show outline
There we
before
go.
the live letter. So if it wasn't for the live letter, we would have had a topic thanks to me, which will be next week's topic.
Well, you know, it's been a few weeks we've had to stretch our creative muscles with nothing going on. That said,
Wait, hold on. We've had to stretch our creative muscles, guys.
Yeah.
When was the last time that Scalia Ryumasa was labeled as a producer on our episodes?
never.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, you missed out on trivia. You missed the fun show.
Yeah, I did miss out on trivia. I was not happy to miss out on
episode's a
trivia.
fun show.
Yeah, I was not happy to miss out on trivia.
But speaking of trivia, you wrote down all of the names of our winners and their addresses and stuff?
No.
What, you didn't? Why?
I thought you were writing them down.
I was not writing
You
them
had a
down.
piece
I wrote-
of paper.
I
You
was-
were writing something down. Weren't
I
you?
wrote down the names of the people. I didn't take their addresses or anything.
Yeah, you gotta.
You
Oh,
said you were doing that.
No, I
On
said
the show.
we were gonna do that.
I
as
think
in-
everybody
I
would
didn't say.
I hate you.
I
No.
feel like every time
I
someone.
said we.
I
It's
feel
a
like
collective we.
every time someone won, you said, we will get your, information through Skype. So I feel like those people right then and there should just send their addresses and stuff.
You
over
should have
here.
asked them.
They-
That's what that meant. That's what that meant.
Oh.
Is in that moment you should have been like,
Well, why didn't you say that?
leave your address here on Skype and we'll send
I
you.
took their names down,
Well, now you have to get a hold
but not
of
the
them.
Skype names.
Now you have to get a hold
But
of them
not
through
their
Skype.
names.
Good luck.
Just,
That's on you.
just listen to the episode again, and as they say their name,
That's on you.
there you go.
I already got their names.
It's
Well,
on-
actually, if you just go back through history, like people sent you their names on their Skype accounts.
Yeah.
It'll
So
be fine.
it's on again. It's on you.
You'll have plenty of time when we're here for YoMCon.
Yep.
I
So
need a bigger bonus next month.
it's
Now-
okay.
Okay. All right. Tell you what. $40 bonus this month.
Yeah, sure.
Next
yep.
month.
Yep. It'll go
We'll
to
vote
me.
on it. You get 10, I get 10, or you get 20, I get 20.
Wait, why?
Because otherwise I'm going to agree with him. It's called extortion. Okay. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna swindle you out of it anyway. So.
That's why I said next month.
Yeah, I caught that part. So okay, yeah, I had a lot of 14 stuff to talk about. I genuine excitement on the show for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
I didn't know how to react to it at first. I felt weird. It's not something I felt in a long time, like you said, since like I don't know, 7
Faith.
weeks or so.
Not only us, but it felt like kind of like the audience was almost waiting for like, okay, now where are they gonna start tearing into this?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they done good in this. Like, this was pretty legit.
Theoretically.
Yeah,
They
like
done good.
they're saying the right things.
In
The
abstract.
actions have to back it up,
Yeah.
but they're saying the right things, so we're not gonna tear into them for that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So far, so good.
I mean, there was like such like good hopefulness that I even forgot to mention 2 more weeks.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, honestly, now, but 2 weeks, that's reasonable. You know.
Well, yeah,
And,
but
I mean-
I'm just doing the countdown
Yeah,
for the sake of countdown.
So yeah, it was nice to have stuff to talk about. What are you guys most excited for 3.1 in terms of
Skydimus.
Skydimus?
Main story quest.
Really?
Yeah.
Which we actually, after watching the trailer, we actually didn't talk about any of those. But come on, man, looks like someone tried to assassinate Emmerich.
You did.
Yeah.
There was a scene where
He
he
had a
has
kitchen
like a
knife in his
fucking
gut.
dagger or something in him. Yeah. I'm gonna say that I'm probably most excited about the MS.
Like that handle was like a straight up KitchenAid
It
knife.
looked like it. Yeah.
I think I'm most excited about Thornton. I think Thornton it looks really fun. The fact that weapons are coming out of there, I really want that greatsword.
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to be very plugged into trying to do and clear Thornton for a while.
I'm really excited about Pop the Cryo.
It's a me.
Oh God! Still, I again, I said it on the show. I'll say it again. Your justifications for why
We're
you
bad.
no, they were terrible. They were the
All
worst.
justifications are valid.
No, well, it doesn't matter if you're right. They were still terrible. That's why no one was on your side. That's why neither Nika nor I nor Kahlo were on your side at
Never
all.
played FF5.
And I was right.
It doesn't matter if you're right. You're not convincing in your argument, and that's what you need to be on a radio show. You're on a radio show.
How much more
You're on
convincing could it be?
You're on a radio show, not a radio show. Okay. You don't need to be right. Being right is not a condition.
I
Yeah.
thought you were like, right.
No.
I'm like,
Are you dumb? You're dumb.
He is dumb.
Jesus.
You're
It wasn't
It's a pun.
it wasn't a very good joke, but you know what? At least these two fucking got it. They just at least rolled their eyes and was like, "That was dumb." You didn't even understand the concept.
because it was so dumb.
No, because you're so dumb. That's amazing. Anyway, all right. So, how many did we have any callers that we didn't get to?
About 3 or 4.
Really?
They were old callers too. Citizen, Scry, Rectangles. I think there was one more, but yeah. There's people we've already got on the show, so
Yeah.
I wasn't too concerned about it.
Okay. Rob has been ostensibly.
Absent. Is he
Someone
okay?
said, you know what? Gets his own fucking Twitch channel and suddenly he doesn't need us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets his plug in and poof.
Exactly. I see.
We feel dirty, a little used.
I do.
Everyone's out for themselves.
Yeah, Rob just disappears. I think we have to start making fun of him, and then hope that he mounts a defense. But yeah, no, I think Rob he is a
He's robbing somewhere else.
he's an enigma. That Rob knows what happened.
I think my favorite part of the show today was Nikki Seven's email.
Yeah, that was a great
I
email.
really enjoyed reading it.
Really good email. And a fair criticism, again.
A fair criticism
That's a good
of both of us and Reddit, and our FFXI is terrible. It's just it's just an awful community. I've said it a bunch, and I will continue to say it until they fix their moderating practices, where interesting content is what populates, the subreddit.
But the cat girl pictures.
Yeah, there's tons of
You know,
them.
even if they just stop modding, like that would improve their community.
I think you're right.
Yeah, when you're actively damaging it by doing your job, you're
Yes.
fucking it up.
And that I think was the point, is that look, you're over modding, and the fact that your community is zealous to be moderators on your behalf, that sets a really, really bad precedence. And it's not healthy for a community. We dealt with that shit with the forums all the time.
Oh, God.
We had people that would sit around and try to, be like a rule enforcer. And we're like,
Oh,
we
my
would have to pull
God.
them aside and go, "You're not a moderator.
Stop it.
You don't you don't represent. You don't represent this shit, and like you need to fucking knock that shit off." And like we
You know
felt.
what? I wish we could go back in time. Like I'd go back in time and just be like, Nero, and stop it.
No.
Just ban Angela Dark.
You know what I would
Ban
do?
that.
No, what I would do these days is I would step in as an administrator or a moderator and openly say, "You're a fucking idiot. You're not a mod. Shut the fuck up." And instead of doing that in private, do it in public and just make it very clear to everyone. Look, I'm sorry, if you're not a moderator, you don't get to classify what's valid self-promotion and what's not. Fuck you.
You know what? I would go back in time and I would just go one step further and be like, oh, here's some forums. Let's make no forums.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that whole thing was such an afterthought the whole time. And,
But luckily we were in college at the time and we had so much time to not do anything but read forums.
Yeah, it's not like we were
Wait,
paying
that's-
attention
that's
in class.
still
or
what you
anything.
do.
But now it's not my forums.
You know, he told me to start telling him about this game that I'm playing, Shadowrun, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, there's so much reading. I'm like, that's all you fucking do anyway, is sit at your computer and read forums. But there's
Not
pictures.
wrong.
That's what the video game is!
But there's so much reading and they're all blah blah blah.
He would rather watch people play games and read forums.
Because he's dumb.
Okay, well, I'm
We've
watching
established
someone
this.
play
You're so
XCOM,
fucking
and
stupid.
I don't own XCOM, you own XCOM, and I can't play XCOM while you're playing Shadowrun.
Just buy XCOM.
But that's money.
Then fucking talk.
Why do we do this?
And stop gambling away $60 a time. at a
Yeah,
time.
seriously.
Or talk
Yeah.
one of our many,
If you can
you know,
piss
worshippers
away,
and
hang on. I need to earmark this $60 for something very, very important. What should I buy with this $60?
buy XCOM. And then stream it! And then stream it! Oh God, please! Please!
Only if you'll get him to watch the stream.
I guarantee he'll watch the stream. That's all he does is watch people play XCOM.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So how much is XCOM?
It's probably only like $30 maximum.
Really?
It's not expensive. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Well, I was thinking like it would probably be 10 at this point.
Oh no, it's not quite that.
Oh,
It's
it was
just-
10 out of bought.
yeah, it's still a really good game. I got it for 10 when it was like 75%
Well, just wait
off.
for a fucking Steam sale, dude.
I have
That's
it.
when I got it and told him about it, and he waited and it was gone.
You dumb shit.
You
That's
dumb
your fault.
dick.
That's your fault. You know why? Because there's a Steam app and you can do purchases direct from your fucking phone. You have no excuse.
Y'all done?
Yeah.
Y'all done?
Yeah, I'm shaming you. This
Ooh,
is not
yeah. Shame me.
This is not a safe space.
The best part is gonna be when he plays it, and for whatever reason he hates it. It's
Oh,
not
I
he
will
has
hate it.
He has it. He won't
I already
play
know
it.
I'll hate it.
I own
I don't
XCOM
like-
and I hate it.
I don't like RTS games at all.
It's not RTS.
No, it's not.
Turn.
Yeah, it's turn-based.
Turn-based what?
Turn grid based.
Fuck that. I don't want to play that.
It's tactics with guns. You'll love it.
No. Oh.
With guns and aliens.
No. No.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
you get
care
to build
for
a
it.
base and manage scientists.
There's none of that. That sounds appealing at all. Not even a little bit.
And engineers.
Not even a little bit.
You know,
Make laser weapons.
he bought Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics
Oh my god.
and returned them.
The worst game ever.
What?
Complete garbage.
I told you to get 2.
I got the collection.
No,
there was
even
$10 for
ugh.
all of them.
Okay.
Even watching him
And
play
I
like
played
1 and 2,
1,
like
2,
I'm
and
like, why the fuck are you
Fallout
starting with
Tactics.
these? Just buy Fallout 3. That's the good game.
Well,
Start with 3.
That's
Because,
the
but it's not a
tactical
grid.
game.
It's not a grid. It's not a grid. Turn-based.
Doesn't matter.
game.
Those are
Oh
better.
my god, it was so bad.
2 is totally playable.
No.
Yeah,
no.
it is.
No.
It totally is.
It's
I played through like half of 2.
I was watching
Like
it
2
and,
years
and
ago.
it didn't seem playable.
Totally.
It looks awful.
Yeah,
It plays-
I know it looks awful, but you were playing the original XCOM from '93.
Yeah,
I don't want to
played
hear it.
decent
Good
at
point.
least.
Good point.
I don't want. No, Fallout 2 plays just fine.
No.
I told you avoid Fallout 1. I can't speak to that. Fallout 2 holds up 100%.
I played 20 minutes of 1, 12 minutes of 2, and 15 minutes of Tactics.
He
Okay.
sucked. No, he sucked at 2. That's what it was. That's
No, I was watching him play.
2 was too hard.
I was actually
and
watching
he died
him. No,
before
no,
he got out of the
it
vault.
wasn't even dying. It wasn't even dying. Like I'm sitting here watching him, and like it's like the controls just seemed fucked.
It was retarded.
Like you have to like press shift to scroll through what functions
No, you
right
have to
click does or
keep
something.
clicking through like your function. I didn't figure that out until like 10 minutes through the first game, and I went through like, I got into the first room, I opened the door, I got into the second room, second part of the first room, and I killed everything in there, and I couldn't figure out how to unlock the door.
It
So
looked
he's
terrible.
stupid.
It looked
No, he's dumb. He couldn't figure out how to unlock the door.
Okay,
There
I'm
you go.
basically like the closest
There you
thing
go.
to a retro gamer that we have,
There you go.
and if I
No,
can't
you know
figure
what?
that
You're
shit
onto
out,
something. Because I bought him a game that was on sale. That was like a sort of a Mario
oh
like,
shut
puzzle
the fuck
platformer.
up.
Yeah.
Apparently, he only played 2 minutes of it because he couldn't get the controls down.
There you go.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
You
that's bullshit.
press up
bullshit.
to jump.
I'm sorry. That game. That
Chris,
game.
what's the joke?
You
That-
press up.
That
Jumping
Guess what?
takes you
There's
up.
no keybinds. You can't change them. What the fuck?
Here, I'm just.
And they're
gonna,
making a
Yeah.
DLC patch to it to include this shit. They have to pay another $1 for it.
Uh,
By the way, the game was like 12 cents.
It was 49. It was 49
49.
cents on
Where it
sale.
says costs $1 to get the controls unfucked.
I mean, that's like paying for Flappy Bird and then being pissed off. But Fallout 2, I'm sorry, that game has been out for a long time. A lot of people have played it front to back. I'm sorry.
Garbage.
No, you're just dumb.
Garbage.
You're dumb.
It's terrible.
So that wraps up what we thought about Limit Break Radio episode 36.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to talk about.
No, not really. I don't think so.
We are pretty light on emails if you guys would like to contribute. Again, hosts at limitbreakradio.com. We do need submissions for the roast if you'd like to
Please.
be
Insult me,
be a guest roaster or be a part of the montage. Please send all of your videos to limitbreakradio@gmail.com.
The deadline is
The
Wednesday.
deadline is Wednesday, so
Real
hopefully this
Probably means I
video,
better edit that tonight, huh?
this video probably should not go up on a Wednesday.
Okay.
So
Just
final encounter cast.
Yeah, final encounter cast. This was a big one for us. Of course, scoring a conversation with David Hayter, a well-respected name in the video game industry and the voice acting community, and he was very generous with his time and
Very cool guy.
very transparent. I mean, very, very open. And there were there were a couple of questions that I had written down that I was a little bit hesitant at first to ask.
Asking the Sutherland question effectively.
Yeah, I mean it was a tactful way to put it, but yeah, it was the Sutherland question straight up. And he addressed it, and he addressed it very openly and professionally. So that's pretty awesome. But also being really really transparent and honest about how he feels about practices like that working its way into the video game industry.
Scummy,
And-
I think was the word he used.
Yeah, and I really have to give him a whole lot of credit for his honesty because you you could be very diplomatic about that, but he chose to be very honest, and I think that we got some very, very good moments out of David.
It would have been really easy for him to just come on and say, oh, you know, it's the industry we work in, business is business, of course I understand. It would have been very easy to do that and not risk any of a PR hit from anybody.
Right.
But no, he said it the way he felt about it.
You can really tell that he also really genuinely means what he really cares about the thing that he's talking about.
Yes.
And that's what really came across to me as an interviewer, is I was like, wow, this guy is really, really plugged into this situation, and I'm really glad that this is the guy that we tapped to have this conversation.
And
so
what I appreciated about his interview was he's not someone who is dependent on voice acting for his career.
that's right.
He said it all the time.
Personally,
It's not his main thing, and he's still so dedicated and devoted to that cause.
That's something that I thought was kind of weird too. Is he's been voice acting since the inception of video game voice acting, and yet he doesn't consider himself a voice actor.
No, he considers
Like,
himself a screenwriter.
Yeah.
When you have credits like X-Men, X-Men 2, and The Watchmen, I mean, yeah, I can see how he would consider his career much more in the realm of screenwriting. But I also think that makes his perspective even that much more important on this issue specifically, because he also does jump the fence over into the Hollywood side and understands what the filmmaking industry is, and ideally what talent inside of the video game industry should be compensated for.
Yes.
I really think that even the top talent in the video game industry is not compensated in the way that we think that they are.
Yeah.
And especially not the way that they're compensated, that talent is compensated in
Yeah,
movies.
he said a line in the interview which was funny, but I think it still speaks to the situation. He says that a lot of these voice actors, even the top ones, live in very modest homes. He goes, not me, my home's fucking fantastic or fabulous or something.
Great line.
Because
Great line.
again, he's a screenwriter. He is still getting paid for all the movies that he's helped write. I think off air he said he makes like a nickel every time someone watches the X-Men movies, right? So even where he's at in life isn't because of his work as Solid Snake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, voice acting is like a hobby for him.
Yeah.
Versus
That he happens to get paid for.
But like let's
versus
also
someone else who has to like work and that's their job.
Let's also be honest. The reason that he has 100,000 followers on his Twitter is because he's the voice of Solid Snake. And if he was only the screenwriter for X-Men and X-Men 2,
you'd
he'd
never
probably
heard of him.
he'd have like 15,000.
But
He'd probably be a force in media. The guy's smart. He does really good work, but he wouldn't be the celebrity that he
Right.
is
Yeah.
among our community.
Yes.
He wouldn't. I mean, we would say, hey, we're talking to David Hayter, the screenwriter for The Watchmen, and yeah, that's a great conversation to have. But without him being the voice of Solid Snake, that's what makes his opinion on the subject that much more valid and that much more important. And again, he's someone who jumps that fence so easily that he has a better grasp of the situation as a whole, I think, than even a lot of voice actors.
That's always the dynamic of being an on-camera performer versus being a behind-the-scenes person like a screenwriter.
That is true.
You're always going to be more well-known for people where people think, oh, that was a lovely voice. Who was that? Or if they see an actor that they really like, that was a really good performance. What else have they been in? Very seldom do you see people coming out of theater like, that was so well written. Who the hell wrote that?
Yeah.
That's true. You do
That's
see
why
that?
I made the comment that actors are 80% of the film.
They're 80% of what you see.
Right.
But
And
think of
guess
it
what?
this way.
Guess what? People aren't smart enough to make the connection.
It's true.
It's
Right,
true.
it's really
You're
true.
right.
Something I
You're
was
right.
going to say on the interview, when you said that was, think about a movie. So let's take Deadpool for example. It filmed for 3 months, but it's not out yet. Like, imagine all the stuff that goes into it before they start filming, and all the
Yes.
stuff that goes into it after they start filming.
You want to get you really want to get a good look at it. I know that some people find the Hobbit movies or the Lord of the Rings movies a bit insufferable, and they've been around forever and they drag on and on. But if you really want to get a good look at it, look up some of the behind the scenes
Yeah.
material for any of those movies. Especially, I mean, I
What's
sat
really
around
cool.
I sat
I
around
watched a lot of
literally
them, too.
for 5 hours. For 5 solid, uninterrupted hours on the behind-the-scenes making
Yes.
of the first 2 Hobbit movies, and was enthralled. I mean, the fact that they didn't have a final design for Smaug until just before the second movie, just before they released the second movie, that's fucking crazy.
There are places in New Zealand where they filmed, where they created the entire cities just for the movie, and now, right now, you know, how many years later, they're still just sitting there.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there
Well,
rotting.
I mean, well, not necessarily rotted. Actually, Hobbiton,
Well,
you can go,
you're right,
you can
because
take tours
they
of.
probably turn them into
Sure.
attractions.
Well, the old set from the original Lord of the Rings trilogy got demolished. Like they don't just leave sets set up. Like that's part
It's
of
like
film.
littering.
Yeah, it is a bit like littering if you did that. But with the people who they rented that land from, they said, well, it's been so iconic and the films have been so successful that if you set these up for The Hobbit, we'd love for you to make them permanent structures so that we can make it a tourist attraction. Are you fucking kidding? I would go to that in a second.
Yeah.
Like, no.
The behind the scenes.
I would go. I would love that.
The behind the scenes for
What a
Return of
farm
the King was one
corn
of the best
here.
2-hour watches
Absolutely.
I've ever sat through. They went into so much behind the scenes from like location scouting, what
Yep.
that was like.
Yep.
Like a full year before any shooting began, they were already out there doing location scouting, building sets, getting Gollum's.
You know, we've talked about a lot of movie stuff on our final
I know.
encounter today.
It's fine. No,
Because
I mean,
movies and video games do cross over
That's
so
right.
well. There's so many good parallels to draw.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's so much that went into that movie that does not before the actors even showed up.
But I think we're also just drawing the raw comparison of like, look at how people associated with the movie industry and the television industry are compensated versus the way that just strictly voiceover actors or people associated with the video game industry aren't being compensated in the same way.
Yep.
And I mean, I know that I had sprung the thing about the composers on you. That I had made that connection a little bit late. Like in the moment, I had made that
Right,
connection. And so yeah, like that I think is just another example of how kind of bizarre and toxic the video game industry from the inside has become, and even a little bit greedy. I mean, I think
a little bit greedy.
we're starting to see the quality of AAA games taper off big time. And it's not like, I mean, indie games a little bit are coming in to step in to fill some of that void, but I think right now is a really, really weird time in gaming. It's almost a very unsatisfying time. And when we look back on gaming right now, how is it, how are we going to look at it? How is stuff that is being released right now going to hold up against, a collection of PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 games? Because fucking DLC alone is going to make these last two generations of games inherently different in retrospect from the way that we see all of the other classic games.
What it is when an actually truly epic, AAA blockbuster does come out, all the other ones, preceding it or before it, seem to pale in comparison, right? Like I can tell, Metal Gear Solid 5 is one of those games, right? The last game that I played that really did that for me was Mass Effect. And I've been looking for something else ever since, and I mean, yeah, there's been good games, obviously, I've enjoyed a lot of games,
Right.
but none of them have been at that level.
Yeah, it's just from I think of like people in that gaming industry, like you're right down to your developers and coders and people working on that. When you get into that position, there's no advancement opportunity.
Yeah.
You are doing that until the day you quit. You're not doing that until the day you get promoted. There is no advancement, and there's no way for you to make better for yourself in that industry. When I realized what it was going to be, I dropped out of college. So I'm like, fuck that.
Well, and because I think a lot of people get into it with the same idea, like Hideo Kojima, that they want to eventually become at the same level as Hideo Kojima.
One day I'm going to direct my own.
Yes,
no, you're not.
it's-
You're going to code a doorway for the next 50 years. Have
Yeah,
fun with that.
Exactly. That's what most of the people who get into the industry end up becoming. They end up just becoming kind of like number crunchers.
Code monkeys.
Yeah, code monkeys. And, very few people get to ever reach the status or the acclaim, hold the clout that Hideo Kojima holds, which,
Those days are dead.
I mean, it all depends on what ends up happening, if the ruse that we were talking about towards the end of the show ends up panning out, I mean, if that's true, then he's really taking shit beyond above and beyond the next level. But then again, if it is Occam's razor,
If it's as shitty as it looks.
He just like completely tore down the fourth wall and he's finding a fifth wall to smash.
Well, no, I mean if it really is Occam's razor and it comes down to it was Konami fuckery that really screwed the game and its presentation, and that's why it feels so incomplete and all of that, and maybe Kojima's trying to pass it off as like, oh, I wanted to leave a Phantom Pain with the audience. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm legitimately conflicted on that whole thing. But this much is for certain. If Kojima really is dropping out of the video games industry, like it looks like it may be, then we have lost a true visionary of the industry, and this kind of stuff is going to continue. Talent is going to be driven away from this industry, and people are going to find other things to do. Talented people are going to find other things to do. And it's not to say that other talented people won't come in to fill their spot, but we've had 28 years of Metal Gear games, and to think of 20 years without Metal Gear games is kind of a sad thought. So, will there ever be anything as great? I don't know that Fez was ever as great as Metal Gear was. You know what I mean? Like any of these indie games, I don't know that.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts will fill that void.
Well, you look at it like we don't know when, and it's apparently not happening yet. But the day is going to come where Final Fantasy is going to be done. There's not going to be another
for me,
one.
it's done.
For a lot of people, it is, but the day is going to come where the series will truly just end. And for a lot of people, that's
It's
going to
sad
be.
I
You'll buy 15.
No, I'll buy it, but like honestly, like I never finished. I didn't finish 13. I didn't finish 12. I'm not gonna
13. I didn't
You
finish.
finish
12.
11.
13?
No.
We did that in college.
I know.
Man.
I got to like the last, the big, what I assume was the last dungeon, and then the same thing that happened with FF8. Like I just stopped playing. And
Yeah, you only missed out on a 5-minute ending sequence.
So. Yep. For me, the series truly ended with 10. I don't really count the MMOs.
Yeah, that's a different kind of different.
Yeah,
beast.
they are different.
But even 11's getting an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I've been needing to play 13-3.
I'm gonna go back through and do 12.
Lightning
I think. I
Returns?
have not.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've never played
I still have 13.2 in like the packaging.
I played 13.
Well, you can,
I never beat it. 'cause
you
I
can
was-
buy those for about $3 at Kmart.
Yeah.
That's how many they made and couldn't sell.
Yeah. So.
Where's Kmart? They have those still?
I don't know.
Shop smart.
So
Shop smart.
TLDR, LBR went great, FEC went great. We're awesome.
Yeah, it was
We're
great. It
badass.
was a really good time. If you're gonna come out to the roast, please let us know so we can expect you. If you're gonna submit to the roast, please do that before Wednesday. What else?
Well, you can do it on Wednesday. Just don't do that.
Extra Life.
Extra Life.
Extra Life.
2 weeks from now.
Yes, and we'll probably have to figure out how we're gonna do a show around Extra Life and stuff like that. So.
The next 2 weeks are going to be fucking busy.
Rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy few weeks.
Busy rough.
I
Yes.
might get unemployed in the next couple weeks,
They're not
so
gonna fire
that's,
you.
that's a thing.
If they fire, I guarantee you within the next week they're gonna be calling you back.
If they fire me, I'm going to start collecting unemployment, that'll be a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, alright, so thank you for checking out the shows. If you haven't yet, please leave us a little bit of love over on iTunes. It's really important to help other people find the new show. And leave some LBR love too, because why not? If you're...
LBR likes love.
Yeah,
Almost
Or
as much
hate.
as we like salt.
yes.
Contrary to what you might hear on the show.
That's really it. So thanks, guys. We're looking forward to 3.1 and everything. Again, thank you for your Patreon support. And again, we had another episode where we weren't hammering Patreon home, and again, that was at the request of you guys. And now I think we're going to lift that embargo on plugging the
After 2
Patreon.
weeks?
Yeah, I think 2 weeks has been fair. I think it's been noticeable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a noticeable absence, but we do appreciate your support. We are keeping our eye on it. The fact that you guys have been keeping us above 1,600 is really awesome, and that support has been really, really crucial. And
especially at a time of year where we know money's going to start getting tight. Christmas shopping season's coming. We know money's going to be rough for a bit.
Yeah. So we do appreciate it, and we are going to put your money to good use. And there's going to be some FEC stuff that's going on at Youmacon, and so yeah, we're just gonna have a good time with it. So join us next week for episode number 37 of Limit Break Radio. Unless there's some huge news that comes in this next week, it looks like we're mostly going to be talking about open world PvP, and is that something that could work in FF14? So look forward to that. We'll be talking about that next time on Limit Break Radio. And make sure you tell everyone you can about the David Hager interview. Spread that podcast like the plague. It would really help us out if you did. So have a good one. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Good night.